Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you all for joining us for tonight's webinar, Managing Uncertainty. Next steps to finish senior year and develop post-secondary plans. I'll say before we even get started, I know you guys have a lot going on with, um, you know, uh, homeschooling and all the other stuff going on, and some of our students are working in the evening as well. And so I want to thank you all again. You could be doing a number of things with your time, but we appreciate you joining us. I do recognize that we have more of our alumni beyond just our seniors on this call. We've actually intentionally asked Mr. Pierce to invite some of our juniors to the call so you all can learn about these programs as you all begin to make the same decisions that our seniors and our previous groups of alumni have had to make. So again, thank you all for calling. It's 6:01. I like to respect you guys' time. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight into our webinar. So before we get going, just a little webinar etiquette. Please keep your microphone on mute at all times. That'll keep from us having any background noise that you may be having going on in your home or wherever you're located. Please type any questions that you have in the chat box. During the webinar, I won't be able to see those questions, but once we get to the end of the webinar, I will open up the chat box and see what questions are there and try to address them as much as I can. Also, please be attentive and respectful, again, by keeping your microphone on mute. And also, if you have any questions, again, just push them to the chat box. All right, let's jump right in. So our agenda for tonight, we'll go ahead and introduce the KTC Jacksonville team. You know, most of you all know us, but just a refresher. We'll talk about the importance of passion, purpose, and plan. We'll talk about one of the resources we use to help our alumni figure out what their career interests are, which is the youth science assessment. Then we'll dive into some of the some of the options we want to talk about tonight that's available to our graduating seniors. Beyond graduation. So one of those things will be 2-year colleges, technical and vocational programs, and some alternative programs that are available here in the Jacksonville area. And then we'll finish up with some big takeaways, couple action steps, and then tell you guys how you all can schedule some time to meet with us. Again, the KTC team, we have our leader, Dr. Erin Allman, who is our director of KIP through college. She's responsible for seeing the overall strategic planning and leadership of our KTC program. She manages our college partnerships with FSCJ, FSU, University of North Florida, as well as Florida State and FAMU. And so we also have my other colleague, Jeffrey Pierce, manager of college placement. He supports our students in 9th and 11th and 12th grade and is responsible for ensuring strong transition to high school and for helping them to manage the college match process. And I am Mr. Rashid Williams, manager of post-secondary outcomes. My main job is to support our 10th grade students as well as our college age alumni that are now out into the workforce. Some of them are in the military. Some are actually at FSCJ and some of our other two-year options we will talk about tonight. And obviously they're at four-year universities as well. So passion, purpose, and plan. So one of the things we want to help our seniors and all of our alumni figure out while they're in high school is what is their passion? What do you really want to do with your life as far as beyond just college and beyond school? What purpose do you have and what is the plan you want to execute to get to that passion or that career that you want to get to? And so we look at it in two buckets. The first bucket is being driven by a clear passion and purpose, which is connected to long-term goals. And so under that bucket, we look for three things. We want our students to be aware of their strengths, their areas of growth, and their values. The second thing, we want them to know their personal why for the path that they want to choose to pursue. It's a lot of times when we hear from our students, they'll say, well, I'm pursuing this path because that's something I thought I wanted to be since I was 2 years old or 5 years old, or just something I saw my parents show interest in. And those are good things, but we also want to make sure we know what is your why now as you are graduating from high school, because at the end of the day, your path has to be your own. It can't be one from your parent or a sibling or someone else. And so the third thing we look at is we want our seniors to develop a resilience to overcome minor obstacles and setbacks. We're all right now in the midst of this social distancing time and quarantine, if you want to call it, during this COVID-19, we're all dealing with some minor obstacles and setbacks with the way we've done life for years, right? And so how we overcome this is going to be based on our resilience and our ability to partner together. So students, I think you guys are getting an excellent opportunity to overcome the challenges that life will bring through this time. So these are the three things we look at under this first bucket. The second bucket is have a clear plan in place to reach your goal. One, you want to clearly have a stated outcome of what you want to accomplish down the path you want to go. If your path is, hey, I want to go get certified to become a cosmetologist, then that's a clear goal. That means you are going to take the necessary classes, the necessary shop hours to actually, work on someone's hair. Then you're going to sit and take the state exam so that you can get your license, be certified to be able to licensed to become a beautician or a cosmetologist. So that's what I mean by a stated desired outcome. Second thing we look at is be aware of the general requirements to complete the program. Every program that we're going to talk about tonight has some very clear some goals that they want you guys to accomplish, and we'll kind of hit on that a little bit of what you will have to do in that. But also, once you apply to that program, make sure you're very aware of what what they're going to ask you to do during that time of that program, so you can make sure you're successful. So youth science. What is youth science? Youth science is a series of brain games that measures how your brain is wired and what makes you the unique person that you are. The brain games are broken up into 11 exercises. Each exercise takes between 4 to 10 minutes to complete. You can take a break after every exercise. You don't have to motor right through it. I know when I took it a couple years back, I actually broke it up into 2 sessions and did it for like 40 minutes. And then I got back on it the next day. So don't feel like you got to jump in and tackle it on one setting. It picks up where you left off when you did complete it. So why is this important? It helps you answer these questions. What careers are a good fit for me, and why? How are they based on my strengths, interests, and abilities? How can I describe myself and who I am with confidence? What am I going to do after high school? Where do I fit in the world or work in careers? Another thing you'll learn about yourself is your aptitude and interests, your strengths. What are your work interests? How do you work in teams? How do you work individually as a person? It'll also connect you to some careers that fit those aptitude and interests that will come as a result of you taking the assessment. And thirdly, you'll learn how to describe yourself. It provides you a discussion guide that helps you with different adjectives to be able to describe yourself when you're talking to other people. Like a lot of times when you go on interviews, people are going to ask you, hey, tell me about yourself. And so this resource will help you have some very clear words and terms you can use to describe yourself to people, and they'll be able to understand how you as a person work alone as well as in teams. So why is youth science important? The reason it's important, again, a number of times we have students who aren't really clear on that passion, purpose, and plan. And so youth science helps us to have a good discussion with you all to help drive you to that point of figuring out what you want your passion to be, your purpose, and then that plan that you can execute to actually make that happen. So let's jump into our first option, community college opportunities. 2-year college programs. I know some of you may be on this call saying, man, I'm really tired of school. I don't know if I really want to go to school. So I want to say this before I even jump into this option, as well as the next few options I'm going to discuss tonight. We went to a conference last year, myself and Dr. Allman, and along with Ms. Reese before she left, and it was called the Florida Career Access Network, stands for FCAN. And one of the biggest things they said in that conference that stuck with us was, by the year 2025, 68% of the jobs in the state of Florida will require you to have some form of post-secondary education. I want to say that again. 68% of the jobs in 2025 will require you to have some form of a post-secondary education. That's whether it's an associate in arts degree, a technical degree, whether it's a bachelor's, master's, or a doctorate. And so that's a lot of jobs that's going to require you to have some education beyond just a high school diploma. And so while I hear many of you all saying you're tired of school, you want to take a break, I understand that. We've been there before, but the reality is the world we live in now is going to require you to be skilled at something on another level than just a high school diploma. So I want to put that out there before I jump into these. So 2-year college programs. Students attend 2-year colleges to earn an Associate of Arts degree or an Associate's in Science degree. And it depends on what major you go in, whether you get the arts or the science one. Students who earn an AA or an AS degree can either one transfer to a 4-year institution and continue on with their studies and look at going for a bachelor's or a master's, or you can choose to enter the workforce and pursue a career. And so those are two of the options you can have going through a community college. And so there are two different types of community colleges. There's the public community colleges, your FSCJs, TCC, and we'll talk about those in the next one. Then there's private junior colleges. The ones you all may be familiar with one is Kaiser. Um, I'm drawing a blank on another one that I've heard of, but those private colleges, I'll just tell you now, just like even private 4-year institutions, the rate of tuition is a lot higher than a public university or a public community college. So our recommendation to you all is always go for the the public community option, because it's a lot more affordable and that's less money you have to worry about to go to school. And so here are some of the public community colleges that we literally try to help our students get into. I must say up front that these institutions are literally open enrollment is what I like to call it. Essentially means once you graduate from high school, you don't have to necessarily worry about your test scores, SAT, ACT being a hindrance from you getting into that school. Once you graduate from high school, you are automatically accepted into these schools. I'm gonna say it again. Once you graduate from high school and you have that diploma, you literally can go right in. Now, your test scores do matter in the sense that they will ask you if you've taken the SAT or the ACT just to see if you're college ready. So when you submit those scores will help them determine, are you ready to start taking college level courses your first semester once you enter into the university or the college, I'm sorry. So here's some of your options. Florida State College at Jacksonville, FSCJ, which has multiple locations here in the Jacksonville area. You have Tallahassee Community College, which is located in Tallahassee, Florida, has great entry programs for FAMU and Florida State. Santa Fe College, which is right outside of Gainesville, they have a great partnership with the University of Florida as well. Once you get your AA, you can transfer into UF. Valencia College down in Orlando has a great partnership program with University of Central Florida. A lot of students go that route first and then transfer into UCF once they complete their AA degree. And then there's South Georgia State College, which again has a great connection program with Valdosta State University in Valdosta, Georgia. We have students essentially in 4 out of these 5. No one at Santa Fe right now, but we have students at these other 4 options and they're doing well. They're looking forward to wrapping it up. We've already had a student go through TCC and make it to her college option of Florida State. We have some other students who are working on the Ignite program to get to FAMU from FSCJ and TCC. So technical and vocational programs. So say you say, I know I'm not up for going to school for 4 years. And really, I don't even want to go the 2-year college option. So then there are technical and vocational programs that will get you through an opportunity to get training for a actual career in less than 2 years. Sometimes they're like 12 months. So what are vocational tech schools and programs? They offer you education and training that is specifically targeted to a specialized area within the employment domain. Some career choices may require that students first obtain some specialized training that these programs offer. So, to be honest, I would love to think that I'm a plumber. I'm not. Actually have caused a flood in my home before because I'm not a plumber. And what I should have done was call those who are trained well, which is a plumber, to come take care of this issue, right? And so they did come after I made my mistake and they then fixed it. But if I would have called that person up front, they are trained to actually handle all issues related to plumbing within my home or within businesses. And so that person had to go get the necessary training to be considered certified to come and help with that process. And so While some of us may say, man, I'm gonna jump right in, sometimes going through these technical and vocational programs will give you the training you need so that you can be licensed and certified so you can be prepared to do the job well. Students can access these programs that focus on different occupational areas in both public and private vocational schools. But again, we like to stress that. Please go the public route. You can use the FAFSA for this. You can use federal financial aid for these vocational technical programs as well as the 2-year programs. So what are some of the program offerings that may come in these different vocational and technical programs? One, you see here, computer technician, nursing assistant. Some of you may have heard certified nursing assistant, CNA, medical assistant, real estate sales associate, veterinarian assistant, plumbing technician, HVAC technician, barbering, cosmetology, automotive technician. One I left off here just because the list can go on and on. Dental hygienist. Say you want to work in a dental office. Most of the time when you go to the dentist, the first person you deal with is a dental hygienist. The dentist doesn't come in until the end when it's time to check, after they've cleaned your teeth and checked them out. Well, that dental hygienist is highly qualified to be able to do that job. And I'm sure they went through some form of a technical program to actually get certified for that opportunity. So I want to dig into some specific programs that are offered through FSCJ that are kind of what I would like to call hybrid programs. They are hybrid in that they prepare you for vocational or career opportunities, but they also lend you the opportunity to continue with your education if you want to continue going to classes at FSCJ and pursue another degree. And so the first one I want to talk about is the Stepping Stones program. This is a new program this year that FSCJ is rolling out. It is a free grant-funded program. I can't stress enough, free. And you have to pay nothing to get in this program. It's designed to get you into a certification program over the summer. So this summer, they're actually closing up the cohort as we speak. Dr. Allman spoke to the director of this program, and they literally have 5 spots left as of today. So if you're interested in this one, we got to move quick. The purpose of the program is to get you into a high-wage, high-growth job leading to a career. It provides support as you continue to pursue your education as well. These are the program tracks that they offer. If you're interested in being a certified nursing assistant, if you're somebody who knows you want to do computer programming, they offer the IT A+ certification from a manufacturing standpoint. If you are open to the OSHA, this is more like when you think about factories, there are certain guidelines that they have to follow to make sure people are safe and that they're doing proper protocol. This is where this will come in. And last but not least, supply chain management and logistics. If you've ever worked at Amazon, UPS, or you think about how you get the products you use every day, this is where these people come in. They literally make sure the factories operate. They make sure that any shipments that are coming from the dock to these different or businesses, make sure that happens. So really, this is a very important in a large growing area in the Jacksonville area, with us being a port city. So it's definitely something you want to make sure you consider as an option. So here are some additional benefits about the program. They provide free transportation. They provide bus cars if you need to get a bus car to be able to get around because you may not have a car. They provide a stipend that will allow you to focus on your studies while you're in school. They are industry recognized certifications that can be applied toward earning employment and degrees. So once you come through this program, you are now eligible for a job and a career immediately. They provide mentorship. They provide you soft skill development such as time management, career financial planning, goal setting. So you're not just going through this program to motor through it. They're going to make sure you're set up for success in the program, but also in life beyond the program. They provide academic support with small classes, advising and tutoring. Financial aid, again, you can use the FAFSA to actually go through this program because FSCJ is a public college, So, and they provide scholarship assistance. You will be connected to a student success advisor or a coach who will help you stay on track so you're not walking by yourself. Of course, we are right by you as well, but they have coaches connected in the program to make sure you make it through. And who can't pass this up? They have a job placement coordinator who will literally assist you as you go through the program to make sure you have placement once you get out the program. So here go a couple more programs that are available to you as well. One is Year Up Jacksonville. It's located on the FSCJ campus downtown as well. It is an intensive one-year program for college-age students 18 through 24. The program consists of professional coaching, hands-on skill development, and a 6-month internship. So the first 6 months of the program, you're in class on campus, going through those soft skills and the coaching, and them teaching you basically interviewing skill, resume writing, all the stuff to get you ready to go into the workforce. And those last 6 months of the program, you're actually on an internship in an organization here in the Jacksonville area, and you're getting a stipend. Students are paired with an experienced professional at their site who will serve as their mentor through the program. And these are the programs the Europe Jacksonville program offers: information technology, IT, so network support, desktop support. You know, when you call in, say you call into AT&T and you need help with your internet, they're preparing you for that type of work. And cybersecurity. Literally just had one of my credit cards. Someone tried to use it last week for 4 different transactions. Thankfully, Bank of America caught it. Did not go through, but they canceled my card on site. It's one coming in the mail this week. So that's the kind of stuff you'll be learning how to do: financial operations, investment, accounting, anti-money laundering, fraud compliance. So kind of getting into where we got a lot of schemes going on right now with people trying to access people's credit accounts. This is where that'll come into sales and customer service, business operations, software development. If you're a person, again, who wants to go into the technology side, I'll be very honest, this is a great way to get to that without necessarily having to go through a 4-year process, and to get training quick so you can jump into this field as soon as possible. Another one is Generation USA, and it's similar to YIP in some ways. It is founded by an independent nonprofit organization. So this company came together to bridge the gap between the number of unemployed young students who graduate from high school and companies that need entry level workers. And so what they said is, hey, we want to train these students and then connect them to the businesses that need their assistance, and there for them to come in and be ready to be employed. And so the program has been in Jacksonville since 2016. It uses a boot camp style model where you're in the program from anywhere from 5 to 11 weeks. It depends on which track you take with the length of time you'll be in the program. The generation programs are free for students. I stress it again, free. We actually have a student, one of our 2019 alumni, who's starting the program this week. It offers her stipends while she's going through the training. She's actually going the medical assistant route, and they have been very helpful with her and trying to make sure she's connected and ready to go. Yes, it's online right now due to our restrictions with COVID-19 and social restrictions, but obviously things will be changing soon. So hopefully before the program ends, she can get into some live classes. But these are the 3 areas they're offering: customer service supervisor, IT help desk technician, and administrative medical assistant. And the last program I want to talk to you guys about is City Year. We actually had them to do a webinar about a month ago to explain their program. So we also have a video of that webinar that we can share with you guys to give you a little more information. We actually have it posted to our KIP Jacksonville KTC YouTube channel. So if you want to go ahead and pull that up, you can see the City Year presentation with more in-depth information about this. But just a little bit about City Year. It was founded in 1988 as a national service program to unite young adults with diverse backgrounds for a demanding year of full-time community service. City Year has grown over the years from 50 core members in Boston, where it started, to more than 3,000 members serving in 29 different cities throughout the nation, as well as beyond abroad in the international settings as well. They've had 3,000 AmeriCorps members. So this program is connected through AmeriCorps, which is a organization that connects people who want to serve in community service with different organizations and their different priorities for what they want to do in serving the community. And so AmeriCorps has partnered with City Year to pull this off. They've been able to support over 226,000 That should be 26,000. I'm sorry for the zero missing. Students in 350 schools across 29 U.S. locations, including Jacksonville. And so some of our students, you may have seen them if you got at Rains, Reebok, some of the schools I'm thinking of. There's a couple more where you may have seen some individuals with red jackets on and wearing khakis, and they come in that same outfit pretty much every day. Those are city year representatives who are now in these schools. They have them at an elementary, middle, and high school levels throughout Duval County Public Schools. So what are the benefits of City Year? You will be able to make a measurable impact in the lives of the students and communities you serve while growing as an individual. During that 11 months of service, you develop leadership, professional skills that will help you advance in your career after City Year, whether you want to go to school, if you want to go into the workforce, like some of the things we talked about here, or you want to go and get a certificate for one of these programs, they'll prepare you so that you're ready for these programs. Through City Year's comprehensive leadership development model, you get an opportunity to get on-time training, soft skills, coaching from an impact manager who will help you receive support and guide your work with students. So you'll be working in schools, assisting teachers with students as well. Over the course of your 11 months of service, you receive a biweekly stipend, pre-planned time off, an education award, health insurance, and localized benefits at your site. We've had a number of people who actually now work at KIP Jacksonville who started out in City Year. It was an opportunity for them to take a year to figure out what they wanted to do with themselves as far as a career, whether they wanted to go to school for education or for something else. And some of them fell in love with the process and decided to go into education. And here they are now working in our schools as teachers. So this is a great opportunity if you're not ready to make that commitment to go to school, but you want to have an impact on your community and serve. This is our excellent opportunity. So a couple big takeaways. First and foremost, before you choose any path, please make sure you have a passion, purpose, and plan. If you're struggling with kind of figuring that out, that's what we're here for. We're willing to sit down with you all and talk to you and just literally get you on U Science, and then we can sit down and talk about your results so we can figure out what's the path that you want to pursue. One of the toughest things we never want to see is there are a lot of adults that are now in their second and third career because the path they went on the first when they graduated from college or went to college was not truly the passion they wanted. And there's nothing wrong with that. Life is about changes, right? And we can make adjustments, but reality is that we can set you all up for success from the beginning. That's what we want to do. So reach out to us so we can help you to figure out what that passion, purpose, and plan is. Then next, take a look at the websites for the programs that we cover. I covered a number of programs. There is a resource guide that I've compiled with the information for all these programs on one document. Once we get off this call this evening, I'm going to send out an email to everyone who's been on this call and make sure you all have that document. It'll have just a brief description of the programs that I covered here in the webinar, along with the website so you can access those actual sites. So you don't have to figure out like, hey, do I need to Google search them? I'll send that resource for you all to have. And please feel free to share with any other your friends or students you know who may need some help figuring out their next steps. If you identify one of these programs, you feel like, man, this is one I really want to pursue, please apply as soon as possible. Like I said, the Stepping Stones program, the deadline was today. They probably, I will hope they still have those 5 slots available. If not, they are starting a waiting list because we know things happen. People put a lot of programs left and right sometimes. So, and last but not least, contact myself if you have any questions or you need help with the application process for any of these programs or any other opportunity that you're considering that we're not aware of. So how can you meet with us? Obviously, with all the social restrictions, include schools being closed, we are offline as well, but we are still working from home. And so we're doing virtual hangout in office hours. And so the link should be dropped in the chat right now. If you want to set up a time to meet with myself or Dr. Allman or Mr. Pierce one-on-one, please go to that link. We literally see it when it comes to our KTC Gmail account, and we'll go ahead and reach out to you and verify the time and the date, and we'll set that appointment up. Also on the screen here, you see my contact information. as well as Dr. Allman. We are still trying to figure out how we're going to do our virtual hangouts from 4 to 5 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays, where we'll literally just jump on Zoom and open it up for you guys. It's no appointment needed. You can pop in and say, hey, Mr. Williams, hey, Dr. Allman, hey, Mr. Pierce, just popping in to see how y'all doing. I had a quick question. So please, these are 2 ways you can join us. We are literally talking to you guys and helping you through your process is what's giving us sanity during this tough time. We want to make sure we're helping you guys as much as possible. So I want to thank you again for joining us. I try to keep it at 30 minutes and no longer. We're going to open up for Q&A if there are any questions at this time, and I will pull up the chat box so I can see what you guys are saying. I have a question, Isaiah. I know that some jobs look at what colleges you went to before they hire you. So if I wanted to go to FSCJ for 2 years and a university for the other 2, do you think because it's a local college and not a university that they're going to look over that? No, not at all. To be honest, that will be a good opportunity for you to explain just a reason for why you chose that option. At this point, a lot of students are choosing that option because it's a lot more affordable to start out at home at FSCJ and cut down the amount of student loans you would need to get your bachelor's. We always ask students, if you are pursuing an advanced degree beyond your bachelor's, like a master's or a doctorate, we want to make sure you have room um, in your student loan debt allowance to be able to, like, hey, let me start out at the community college, move to the other school so I don't borrow a lot of money on the front end for this first degree and have an opportunity to literally maximize how much I may need later on for those advanced degrees. There are more scholarships and grants offered at the undergraduate level as you pursue your bachelor's versus when you get to your master's and doctorate. And so we rather your threshold for student debt be available to be higher once you get to those advanced degrees. So don't think employers will hold that against you if you started out at community college. Not at all. Tanaja, are there any communication-based programs? Yes. So if you go the route of the 2-year college with the intent of transferring, or not even transferring, you just want to get an AA. All of the public colleges that I listed up there actually provide communications programs with the AA degree option for you to be able to go right into the workforce, and they provide you the opportunity to transfer into a 4-year public university to continue those studies as well. So great question. Thank you.